from seasoned professionals. Start your day the right way on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Lovely morning to you once again, Lagos, Nigeria. Let's get on with our conversation today. I am Sheriff Quadry. Welcome to From the Front Pages. This is where we look at headlines from the front pages of our local dailies here in Nigeria. Don't forget that you can join us online, nigeriainfo.fm. You can also listen and watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is what you need to search for if you are not following us or you are not a subscriber on our YouTube channel. That is Nigeria Info 99.3. Thank you for being a part of the discussion. You can always drop your comments as well on our WhatsApp portal, on our Facebook channel as well. Feel free to do that as we go along. The papers this morning will be taking your thoughts and your contribution as regards any headline that jumps out at you from the front pages this morning. Rotimi Sankore joins me on the program this morning. Rotimi, good morning to you. It's good to have you here.
It's not good to be here.
It's not good to be here. Yeah, it's good to have you here. Why isn't it good to be here?
Because we're here till past midnight.
Right.
After they let us down.
I mean, we're hoping that we'll put everything to rest before the day breaks this morning. But
Kogi, we knew what happened because they then said they announced shockingly. They announced earlier that they will be back at 9 a.m. this morning. But that was after judges and Phil had told us that it seemed they were going to take a break and then continue.
Right.
And I think all the officials, after not sleeping well on Saturday night,
decided to take a break.
Or probably not sleeping at all, by 7 or 7:30 p.m. yesterday evening, they'd had enough. And when they proposed it to the agents, there was hardly any resistance. So judges and Phil had to come back quickly to the studio to say they said 9 a.m. tomorrow. But in the case of Bayelsa, we thought that after the last local government that they would just tabulate very quickly.
Right.
Yeah. And the man said, he thinks that they will meet at 1 a.m. And people are like, 1 a.m.? Are you serious? At which point everybody just said, look, if the presidential election was anything to go by, they said 1 a.m. and came back at 4.
Right. Indeed. And incidentally, as expected, that's exactly what is trending on the front pages of the papers this morning. Let's begin with our partner, Guardian newspaper. PDP APC squabble over polls credibility. Rider writes bodies flay elections in Kogi, Bayelsa. Petition ICC. That's the Guardian for you. From Daily Trust newspaper, governorship elections, PDP kicks as APC wins Bayelsa, leads in Kogi. Smart Adeyemi leads in Kogi West Senatorial District. That's from Daily Trust for you. From Daily Independent newspaper, Kogi Bayelsa Post, APC's Bello, Lion coast to victory in Kogi Bayelsa. Plenty riders. Adeyemi set to beat Melaye in Kogi West Senatorial rerun. Situation room calls for cancellation of Kogi election. PDP's Diri accuses army of conniving with APC to rig. EU, UK, US urge investigation of violence, intimidation. Police confirmed 3 dead, 30 missing. INEC staff found. 30 missing INEC staff found. PDP rejects alleged fictitious results, cautions INEC. Condemns arrest of members by soldiers in Bayelsa. Police Commission calls for mop-up of illegal arms. APC urges members to be calm. Lords security agencies. All of these headlines from Daily Independent newspaper. Flipping through, let's move on to Vanguard this morning. PDP cries foul as APC tops in Kogi, clears Bayelsa governorship polls. Riders. PDP kicks, alleges army worked against it. Army urges calm. APC urges calm, accuses PDP of importing thugs from Oyo, Oshun. US, UK, others call for calm and thorough investigation. CSOs decry level of violence, seek passage of electoral offences commission law. 30 missing INEC staff found. Serap seeks probe of APC PDP officials. Magic results coming from Kogi, says Dina Melaye. These are headlines from Vanguard newspaper. From the leadership newspaper, APC wins in Bayelsa as Bello prepares for second term in Kogi. Riders INEC resumes coalition in Lokoja today. PDP rejects Bayelsa Kogi governorship results. Kogi West sanitary election declared inconclusive. EU observers raise concerns. That's from the leadership newspaper. And yes, on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper, amid observers call for Guba results cancellation, APC leads in Kogi, Bayelsa. Riders police confirmed 3 dead in Kogi. 30 missing INEC staff found. Monitors accuse security personnel, political parties of truncating exercise. Coalitional remaining results continue today. Daily Sun newspaper. Rotimi. So we have plenty of sides, plenty of angles, as expected, trailing these particular elections in Kogi and Bayelsa.
It will be taking updates and reports from it, so let's not over litigate it.
Right.
But let's just summarize the big points. In Bayelsa, what has been announced as results is sure to be challenged in court. I mean, this is one election you can see multiple legal challenges to it. I mean, the gap between the APC vote as announced and the PDP, I was describing yesterday from the Shagari era terminology as moonslide in 79 and 83. Because the gap was, in hundreds of thousands. So you can see PDP will be wondering what happened.
PDP in the state said that it doesn't correspond with the results. They are agents at polling units.
So that's why I said you can see a lot of legal challenges. I mean, one of the grounds of the legal challenge, to be sure, and they've started saying it already, so it's not even speculative, is that we have a very, very unique scenario,
right,
where a party in Bayelsa with no known candidates nevertheless swept the election. So we saw a variant of it in Rivers, where a party put forward a candidate that was later declared not to be the right candidate because the person didn't win the primary.
Right.
And remember, that's how Rotimi Amechi became governor.
Right.
I mean, he didn't campaign for the election. Someone else campaigned, but Supreme Court said that guy shouldn't have been there at all. In the case of Bayelsa, there was no known candidate, but the party won. So, technically, it is not impossible. You know, it's one of the grounds on which PDP is going to challenge that election.
How did you, with all the reports that we got during that coverage, how would you rate the performance of security agents?
Well, that's the second point I'm about to make. That although we discovered something quite awkward in Bayelsa, which is that, it was reported that, in quotes, by Bayelsa standard, the violence was lower than expected. I mean, which is a very odd way to describe things. So, but still, the PDP alleges that the security agencies, in fact, the army was mentioned. The candidate even mentioned the GOC, Of course, at this point, all allegations, everything will be all the evidence will be presented in court when they go to court,
right,
as to whether his claims are right or not. But on the side of the PDP, it's also clear that the PDP is not as well organized as it had hoped to be. You can see what happened at their mega rally. The heavyweights in the party didn't show up. The former president, Jonathan, and a whole lot of other people. There were a lot of complaints that the incumbent governor apparently imposed his candidate. That wasn't proper consultation.
He sidelined the leadership of the party in the state.
Yes.
It was just
and
going
nothing,
alone.
And nothing demobilizes a party, more than
absolutely
when an incumbent and the party leadership are not in agreement. So your own folks won't turn out now. Could that have led to their loss? We'll find out in due course. Could they have led to their loss on that scale? We'll find out in due course. Don't forget also that the APC, and this is why a lot of people say that sometimes you can't tell the difference between both parties. A lot of heavyweights in the APC in Bayelsa are ex-PDP. And not just ex-PDP, prominent strong ex-PDP with resources both past and present. So
you know what we're going to do, Rotimi? We still have 8 to 9 to discuss this. A couple of minutes away. We'll get into all of these when it's 8 o'clock. Let's quickly move along on the show this morning. 600 billion naira debts. Gencos threatened to shut down power supply. That's on the front page of Daily Sun newspaper. Moving on to the Vanguard right now. 1 trillion naira debts. Gencos threatened to shut down power plants. That's from the Vanguard newspaper. And from the front page of Daily Independent newspaper, blackout looms as Gencos threatened to shut down generating plants. That's from the Independent newspaper. Let's take a sneak peek into that story. Association of Power Generation Companies, APGC, on Sunday threatened to shut down generating plants across the country following alleged blackmail and bullish stance of the Nigeria Bulk Electricity Trading Company, MBET, in dealing with its members. Daily Independent is reporting that should the Gencos threat be carried out, it would result to a nationwide blackout. Dr. Joy Ogali, Executive Secretary, APGC, who made the position, let's continue on page 4, who made the position of the association known at a news conference in Abuja, said the bone of contention remained the 0.75% charge which MBET demanded from Gencos as administrative charge for payment of gas invoices on their behalf. Ogaji explained that the main reason for considering to take such action was due to the inability of the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company, MBET, to honor agreement it had with Gencos. She said that Gencos were facing liquidity challenge due to MBET's breach of the power purchase agreement PPA terms of 100% payment for power generated and supply. She accused MBET's management of constituting itself as the alpha and omega authority that has the capacity to make Oma generation business in the country.
This is what you call bombastic nonsense. Django threatens to go on strike. Who is going to miss them?
Well, we might not have light. We won't have power. We won't have power, Rotimi.
Let me tell you a funny story. Last time I was in Abuja, a friend of mine was telling me that his neighbor's gardener, stroke driver, stroke general purpose guy, came and told him, because his neighbor was away, came and told him that Oga, that his family they threatened to go on hunger strike for 3 days. So
why?
So he asked him. He said, "What's the problem?" He said, "Well, Oga, I never tell you before. Say, I get 4 wives." I get 4 wives.
Is hilarious.
4 wives and 17 children. So the guy asked him, "But how can you do such a thing with your meager income?" He said, "Well, they've threatened to go on hunger strike for 3 days because he has not been providing." So the guy asked him, "So what are you going to do?
What's going to happen?
He said, at least, thank God, they not go chop for 3 days while I demobilize for. Now, I can't ask you now whether you fit help.
Let's take a few comments
That's like
from
this Genko matter.
let's take a few comments
They want to go on strike.
from WhatsApp. Something from Yanokwaja says a positive connotation of the phrase "fake it until you make it," as many motivational
I think we're on the
speakers
wrong
like to
message.
use, doesn't necessarily refer to physical or material things. Rather, I think this person sending another message totally.
That's for let's talk.
And I have
overnight.
a long message here. I don't think I have the time to go through this. I will just have to skip it because of time. Let's see who is here. This person says, no, I think this one is another wrong message. So your name is Chike, and he says, please, sir, who is the APC governorship candidate that they are leading with that gap? How can a political party not have a consolidated candidate and still win?
It is legally possible since it is the party's name that is.
It
on
is
the
a party
ballot.
that will be there on the
Yes,
ballot.
on the
Exactly.
ballot, yes.
Exactly.
It's legally possible.
Indeed. Rotimi, as we go out, I need to have your thoughts on this particular issue. It was what we talked about on the chit chat this morning. Futa suspends 6 students indefinitely over stripping and beating mate.
Those
Did you see the video?
yes, those kids are very stupid. But there is one thing to underline there. The stupid boy that was flogging
The King Kong.
Yes, the 100 level young girl. You can see in his eye. I mean, someone called me to come and watch it. Normally, I don't watch those kind of things. But when I was told it was violence, and it was violence against a young girl in a university where
Right,
people's brains
right.
are supposed to be functioning.
Absolutely.
I said, I beg, let me see. And you can see the stupid boy was flogging her with a sense of entitlement that he can beat her and nothing will happen. He feels it is his right. That idiot, that fellow,
Right.
you can see that by the time he graduates, if they let him graduate from FUTA, he's going to have a degree in wife beating. You know, whether maybe a 2-1 of first class in wife beating, but by the time he graduates into real life,
It was so
you
brazen. It
Yeah,
was-
I mean, it is. That fellow, he has to be arrested.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
I was
In
just...
a university where your brain is supposed to be functioning.
It's really sad. It's sad. Well, that report is on the front page of Daily Independent newspaper. We have to wrap up at this juncture. When we return, on the other side, we have continuing coverage of the Kogi Bayelsa election. Hopefully, we'll be able to reach out to our correspondents in Kogi and Bayelsa to give us updates, live updates as regards events happening in those two states. Rotimi, thank you for joining me on from the front pages this morning. I am Sheriff Quadry, and we'll be back before you know it. We'll be right back.
More talk, news, and sports after this.